I decided to pull out the old turntable on this rainy day. I've had this turntable for a few years. Looks like I bought it in Japan, probably in '93 or '94 for about $160. I pull it out every once in a while. It's been a few years, but I'm going to take some time to set this up and pull out the old vinyl collection. I'm not what you'd call a vinyl enthusiast. I just come from the days when vinyl was the only way to buy music. This is a Technics SL-QD33R automatic turntable, direct drive. Get all the connections plugged in here. Ground wire. This doesn't have a built-in preamp. Phono level. I'm using this TCC preamp. Hook up the ground wire. Input. The table's not quite level. It's pretty good front to back. Just needs a little side to side action. We're looking pretty level now. Side to side and front to back. Tracking force is about 1.5 grams. I don't have a very large collection of records, but my collection is pretty eclectic. A lot of them, like these, belong to my mother, and so they have a lot of sentimental value. They were played a lot when I was growing up, and because of that they're in pretty bad condition. We've got some Johnny Cash, Randy Matthews, Tanya Tucker, Marie Osmond. The soundtrack to A Star Is Born. I really love this. I'm not a big Barbra Streisand fan myself, but I am a really big Paul Williams fan. And Roger Whittaker. This was played a lot when I was a kid. Some of the collection came from my wife, like this one here. She used to work for Mobile Fidelity Sound Labs. So we've got this Beatles record here. Original master recordings. And here's some of the records that I collected myself when I was young. Star Wars soundtrack, Black Hole, Story of Star Wars. This record I really like. This is in really good condition. This is the soundtrack to The Cage and Where No Man Has Gone Before. One of my favorite records, The Music of Cosmos. Switched on Bach, a great record. This one's in terrible condition. This was back when he was still known as Walter Carlos. Dementos Mementos, classic. The Crazy Eights. This is a great album. These were a local band in Portland, Oregon. Red Rum Records. Every Hit's a Killer. And this is actually one of my favorites as well. This is Brain Salad Surgery, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. It's in terrible condition, but with the die cut album cover. I don't have many 45s, but this one here, this is the first record I ever bought. I don't know how old I was just a kid, pre-teenager. This is Tommy James and the Shondells, Crimson and Clover. And this is in pretty good shape. This isn't the bad brittle vinyl, but this was probably played until it was worn out. And now we come to the reason for all of this. Yep, I'm a sucker. I bought new vinyl. I just couldn't resist it. I haven't pulled it out yet, so you may be able to tell now what it is. New issue, Rush Moving Pictures. We'll see if I can open this up. This looks perforated. Okay. Very nice. Lyrics, liner notes. Let's drop the needle. I won't be able to let you hear too much of this or it'll get a copyright hit. Why would I go out and buy new vinyl for an album that I already own on CD and cassette and MP3? Too much of the things we buy nowadays we don't own. You buy an MP3, you don't have anything that you can hold in your hand. Plus, you know, it's just something that I wish I had bought long ago. There's also something about vinyl that I've never heard anybody else talk about. And it also applies to cassettes, but not just any copy. It's the specific copies that you listened to when you were a kid or when you were a young adult. This specific record, I know every pop and crackle and scratch in it. And listening to it brings back the time when I used to listen to it long ago. And that's something you don't get from digital copies that are pristine. The defects that you're familiar with that take you back to an earlier time. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.